Hey folks, it's Tuesday, April 20th, and this is what we're doing today. So, the Harris article that you read for homework, I just want to say, even we're going to talk about the Harris article, but it's like we're going to have like a long experiential kind of process in this unit to kind of get to talking about the Harris thing. Okay, so just keep that in mind. All right. So the first thing we're going to do today is learn about Pamela Coleman Smith, who is a queer woman of color who illustrated the what has been called the Rider Waite Tarot deck. In some cases, it has been, I think, aptly renamed the Smith Waite Tarot deck. But yeah, so you're going to learn about Pamela Coleman Smith. There are three really short articles that talk about Pamela Coleman Smith, and I want you to check those out. And then after you read those, I want you to head over to Slack and just kind of like share your takeaways from the articles. If you want to loop in some commentary on Harris's article, you certainly can, but you're not required to because again, we're going to loop back to that at the end of this unit, okay? And then you're going to want to prepare your tarot deck. Now, some of you might have a tarot deck on hand. That's cool. If that's the case, you can kind of like remix this task in your own way. If you have a tarot deck, just kind of spend the rest of class, kind of preparing as you will your sort of space. But if you don't have a tarot deck, it's totally fine because you have two options for kind of creating a tarot deck. So I bought this printable mini tarot deck from Etsy. It's like the Rider Waite tarot deck, but it's printable onto one sheet of paper. So each of the 77 cards is like an inch and some change big. So one option is to get yourself a piece of printer paper. I personally would just use black and white ink, right? I wouldn't use color. And just print the mini Rider Waite Tarot and then cut it up into the little cards, all right? If you go that route, I don't think it's a bad idea to like spend some time, adding a little bit of color with colored pencils or whatever to the deck. I would recommend though not like using anything that's going to bleed through. The reason is because when you're doing kind of tarot readings, it's usually beneficial so that you can't really tell because it's kind of like in a way sort of like any other kind of deck of cards. Part of the benefit of tarot is like not knowing what cards you're going to draw, right? So you don't want to like flag certain cards. So there's that. So that's one option. The other option is to just grab some paper or index cards or maybe cardstock, whatever you want, and then cut yourself like some 77 same size playing cards. They can be as small or as big as you want them to be. And then, obviously one side I would potentially leave blank and then the other side, just assign one of these labels. Again, there are 77 different labels and just kind of like write what they are. So that works just as well, okay? And we're going to be just basically spending the rest of class kind of preparing our tarot deck, which you're going to use throughout this unit. So take as much time as you want, right? It's just kind of like the same way that we sort of vibed for the previous unit. So just really take your time with this and just, luxuriate, all right, in the queer time. All right, so that's what we're doing today in class. There is no homework. There's no homework in this unit. And that's on purpose. Y'all done enough homework for me. These are all experiences from here on out.